Yes,
Is it
it's
on?
on.
Alright, okay.
Go on.
Oh, hi everybody! It's MediaStuds. Right, so last ep we talked about Fellowship of the Ring. And
That is
now
right.
we're gonna go on to talking about the Two Towers. Said it right this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't say what you normally say. Okay, so The Two Towers is the second film in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, directed by Peter Jackson, starring Elijah Wood and Ian McKellen. Of course, based on the books by J.R.R. Tolkien, which Pip has read the first couple of chapters of. So The Two Towers follows on exactly from the Fellowship of the Ring. Basically, at the end of the Fellowship, the Fellowship broke up, and Frodo and Sam went off on their own on the way to Mordor to destroy the one ring of power which could destroy everything that is good and holy in the world. So
Holy.
they're they're off to destroy the ring. Meanwhile, Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli are off hunting orcs. Let's go hunt some orcs, because
And my axe!
at the end of the Fellowship of the Ring, Pippin and Merry were taken by Uruk-hai, and they're off to hunt them down. So, The Two Towers, it's not my favourite. It's probably my least favourite out of three. The story, I mean, I've got nothing wrong with the story. I mean, Gollum comes along and starts to help, again, more inverted commas, Sam and Frodo get to Mordor, because he was taken over by the ring, and its power calls him my precious. I can't do a Gollum. Do it into the mic.
Okay. My precious! That's William.
That's the best you're gonna get.
Anyway.
So basically, they're all there, and it's a lot of different stories going on first, and this is where it separates from Fellowship of the Ring, which is basically one story, which is Frodo, who's on this journey. You really feel for him. He's sort of going through, and then that's why when anybody dies, it's really hard hit. Of course, in Two Towers, you have epic battles like the Battle of Helm's Deep, which is what makes it some of people's favourites. Especially, I mean, I think the people's favourites Lord of the Rings changed throughout their lives. So when you're a teenager, when you're especially a boy, it's the Two Towers, because you've got it's definitely the most visceral sort of bloody, not bloody, but there's a scene when the orcs try to eat the hobbits, and there's this battle at the end where you basically have Legolas on a skateboard going down these stairs. So I'm just gonna get a sausage butty. Thanks, Dad. And so then they go, and some people go everywhere, and then people just go.
They just go everywhere.
And then Merry and Pippin escape from the Uruk-hai and are taken by these Ents, which are basically walking, talking trees. And they
have this very long discussion about whether they are orcs or not.
Yeah, it sort of goes on for too long. And Merry and Pippin were sort of not comic relief, but they were the lightest part of the Fellowship of the Ring. And sort of in Two Towers, it sort of really drags, and I know it's meant to drag. They even make a joke about it dragging. The trees basically go, "We only say things that are important because it takes a long time for us to talk." So finally, Pippin and Merry persuade the Ents to fight Saruman, but that's at the very end, and it takes a while, and it's just a shame. It's a long film. It's actually longer than the Fellowship of the Ring. It's 100.
Is it?
Yeah,
It felt shorter.
This is the thing. Two Towers feels. I mean, it's only a minute longer, but it feels. it feels shorter because there's not as much going on, even though it's heavily padded out with sort of new characters. But these new characters, like Irwin, whose name is annoyingly close to Arwen.
Annoyingly close to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you drunk.
So, yeah, they're alright. So Two Towers, even though it's sort of just disjointed and it doesn't work as well as the Fellowship of the Ring, in my opinion, even though the set pieces and the action sequences are great, there are things in it that are amazing, but it doesn't go together as well as the Fellowship of the Ring and Return of the King. So it's my least favourite, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad film. It is a great film. And it was one of the pioneers of motion capture with Andy Serkis, who gives a great performance as Gollum. And people say this a lot, and it's become a cliche, but he is really great, and the voice is amazing, and it's become a staple of pop culture. And it's a really good film, but it does feel like it's just the film that they had to do to get to the Return of the King. Pip, what did you think of the Two Towers?
Well, so far it's the worst one. Because, well, there were parts that were taken out of it, aren't there?
Are there?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Shelob, who's the giant spider, and that's in Return of the King.
Yeah.
And in the book, that's in the Two Towers.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. Not as much happens, I don't think.
No. Well, did you prefer Fellowship of the Ring?
Yeah, Fellowship. It's probably the best so far.
Well, Pip has not yet to see Return of the King, and in my opinion, that is the best. So just wait until you see that. It's really good. So Two Towers, it's still a good film, right?
Yeah.
Still a good film, but not as good as Fellowship. I think that's what we've
Still
established.
better than Twilight.
Still better than Twilight. Even though Pip went to see all of the Twilights in the cinema with his sister.
I haven't seen all of the Twilights, according to the MediaStuds.
Okay, so if you thought that the Jake Gyllenhaal episode was homoerotic, which I know that Pip's parents thought it was,
yeah,
it's about to get a whole lot weirder. Me and Pip had a sort of mini Lord of the Rings marathon, which we haven't finished yet because that's like 9 hours. But sitting in between us on my bed, watching our telly, was Monty. Who is my sort of pet stuffed meerkat.
It's the MediaStuds meerkat.
He's the MediaStuds meerkat sort of mascot. And we dress him up in t-shirts, so...
Well, you do.
You made me do it, because you thought he looked like a tramp with...
He is a tramp. He wears a dressing gown.
You know the, compare... He's the, compare the meerkat.
Yeah, but he's not.
So he wears that dressing gown, and Pip...
different.
Pip actually turned to me when Gollum was having one of his schizophrenic rants, and went, God, why does he wear the same dressing gown every day? He's like a tramp. We need to get him some new clothes. So I put a t-shirt on him.
Also, Gandalf is quite a troll, isn't he?
Go on.
Keeps joking everyone. You know, your powers have no power here. I'm Gandalf the White.
Oh, spoiler.
Oh.
Right, okay. So, because our James Atkins interview was so successful last time...
Gandalf, troll.
We are going to interview Monty. So, Monty, what did you think of the Lord of the Rings?
Speak up, Monty. Monty? I think he's got a bit shy.
Alright, he's a bit shy. Oh, he was chatting away before. So, comment below on this video and on the Facebook page, what did you think of the Two Towers, Lord of the Rings? And still tell us what you thought of Fellowship of the Ring, which is the best film, give us your reasons, and we will read them out in the final Return of the King episode, which is coming on Sunday. So, hope you enjoy. See you next time. Bye.